Good morning, everyone. Kirk here with Serious Gaming, along with Reese on the Reese Cam this morning, just hanging out, doing whatever he's doing this morning. I wanted to come on and talk about something that I've been thinking about, and that is something I think should be mandatory with all games, at least big budget games, especially big budget games. But I believe the majority of games should have some form of demo and or a trial to try out before you buy it. I think it should be a standard. I don't think it should be like an option. I think all games should have this, especially with the price of games, how they are. The price of games is outrageous anymore. So to not really know if you're gonna like a game and to not have a demo to play it kind of sucks. So I just wanted to talk about that, how it does benefit everybody. It benefits, the developers, the publishers, especially us gamers for sure. And so I'm going to talk about a few points. They're all kind of similar, but I'll just kind of talk about each one a little bit. One point is that it gets rid of, false advertising. We've seen this happen a lot. Your game gets hyped up, trailer looks amazing, everything seems like, oh, this is the perfect game, this is going to be awesome. And then it comes out and it's just a completely different story. You got clunky gameplay, you got crappy story, game crashes all the time, game doesn't run well, graphics don't look as good. They just, during the trailers they showed the best parts, they highlighted everything, but when you get the game, it really lets you down and you're disappointed. And the bad thing is you've already spent 50, 60, usually the average now is about $70 on the standard edition of a game, or if more, if you get deluxe or super deluxe or whatever price on these games, and if you bought it digitally, then you're definitely stuck with it. At least on PlayStation, once it's downloaded, you're done. You cannot get a refund. I've tried a couple times. I usually don't ask for refunds, but I had a couple issues on a couple games that I tried to get a refund and they will not even listen to you. So PlayStation, you can't get a refund. Now Steam, if you play on PC, and I know if you play it within like 2 hours and you don't like it or something, you can usually get a refund. So, which I think is amazing. So you do have that, but still, a demo would fix all these problems. You try it first, and you kind of know what you're getting. And then so the next point would be it's kind of similar. And basically, you find out if the game's going to be for you. You can load up a demo, which is just, most of the time it's just they give you a quick piece of the game, or you can play the beginning of the game depending on the type of demo it is. You can jump in, play a little, and just see if it clicks with you. You end up liking games, sometimes you end up liking the games that you never knew that you thought you would. And that happened to me multiple times. I know, for example, for me, Stellar Blade, when it came out, it was probably like 6 months after it came out. It was on PlayStation. It had PlayStation Plus had a trial, and I had the membership, so I was able to get a trial of that game for 2 hours. So I played the 2 hour trial, and at first I wasn't even sure about it. I played through it, and I was like, this is decent. And then I got done, and then the next day I woke up, and I was like, I wanted to play that game. So I was like, all right, so I bought it. So I mean that was a $70 purchase because that game was $70 at the time. But I would never have made that purchase before, or even wanted to have played that game without the trial, and or demo. So this one was a trial, which that's what the PlayStation trials are pretty great. They don't offer them on every game, but they do offer them on games sometimes that may not have a demo. So that's kind of a cool perk. But again, this is something that helped me buy a game that normally, it might have been on my radar eventually, but I certainly wasn't going to spend $70 on it. So this was really cool that, that's available. And that's why I think, it really gives you that try before you buy experience. And I think that's really important. It's also, another point is that it's really good for the developers and the people who are making the games, because it's not just good for us, it's good for them, because when a demo is free, people who weren't interested will still, try it, possibly. They say, oh, it's free, I'll give it a shot. Because I've done this several times. Like, I'll go to the PlayStation page, and they have the whole demos, and I'll just browse on there, and just something that looks cool, whether it's the thumbnail of the game, or you click on it and you read about it, and it's like, none of these games have been on your radar, but you're checking out the demo page, and you're like, oh, okay, I'll try it out. And then you just download a few, you try a few, and then, some may be good, some not. I mean, I've done that myself, and, so many times, and it's brought me to so many games. It's just it's an awesome thing. You might also lose some sales, because people may not want to buy your game after they play it on the demo. But you're also going to gain new players that people were not going to try it, end up trying it and liking it and buying it. So I think it cancels out that, the loss of revenue that you would have, by putting a demo out for people realizing they don't like the game, but you're going to gain other people that it will appeal to. So, and then I do think, on the flip side, demos can save people from being disappointed as well. Because I actually got burned by Silent Hill F last year. I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered the deluxe edition because usually when I buy a game, especially digitally, I want to get all the extra stuff, so I would try to get everything. So it was an $80 purchase. And I like Silent Hill for the most part. It's not one of my favorites, but this game, they hyped it up. It looked really good. I love Japan. I love Japanese. I was like, well, let's get in on this. And so I bought it, and it wasn't a bad game. I ended up beating it, but it was not worth $80 to me. If I had a demo of this game, I probably would have waited for a sale, or maybe if not, have bought it at all, because it was, like I said, it wasn't a bad game. It just wasn't for me personally. I know a lot of people liked it. I personally did not like it that much. I know you have to go through it 3 times to get the final ending. I literally only went through it 1 time. I couldn't force myself to go through it the other 2 times. But, the case is that if I had a demo of that game, I would have not have spent $80. And, being I bought it digitally, I lost $80 because I couldn't return it. And that's exactly why demos matter. And I really think that they're super important. Plus, it gets people excited for a game as well. That's another point. Is recently they released the Pragmata demo a month or so ago, a month and a half, even earlier than that on Steam. But Pragmata is coming out at the time of this video. It's coming out next week, and I played the demo. It's a short demo, which is nice. I played the short demo, beat it a few times. But it's a short one, and it gets you excited because it's like, oh man, because I end up liking the demo. And I'm like, wow, I cannot wait to play this game. So it just gives players a chance to play the game, see if they like it, see if they want to buy it. I don't really know why demos have kind of gone away. We do still get some occasionally, but I just don't think we get enough of them. I think they should be. I just personally think it should be a standard across the board that you should have some form of demo out with your game in some form, either whether demo, a trial, something. We should have something we can put our hands in this game before we spend $70+ on a game, because it's hard to do. It's hard to spend that much money if you don't know if you're gonna like this game or not. So at the end of the day, demos bring new players in, and they protect people from wasting their money. Companies might lose some sales, but they also gain trust, honesty, and a better reputation, in my opinion. So in the long term, that matters way more than just not putting out a demo and disappointing people. So that's pretty much it. Just wanted to talk about, demos and why I think they're important and why I think more games should include them these days. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Please like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it very much. It really means a lot to me. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much.